Hey guys, ground has really dried out a lot. Kind of surprised. We've had some rain this week, but apparently we've not had as much rain here. So I'm gonna try to get my fertilizer on this afternoon. So I've got the infamous drop spreader here. This is I'm not sure if you can read it or not. This is a Cockshut model 628 drop spreader. I've never had great luck setting this and getting close, but I think I figured out what I've been doing wrong. So I set it a little differently earlier. I'll let you know what it is if it works out, or what I did if it works out. So anyway, went to co-op this morning. They blended me up some fertilizer. That is what all is in there. I didn't bring the blend sheet with me. I've got ammonium sulfate, Super U, or nitrogen, or what they call Super U, MAP, and potash in there. And so I gotta get it out of there. That's the part I'm really not looking forward to. But anyway, well, enough talking, let's get working. Okay, first load is in the spreader. It's time to get started. definitely putting some out. Hopefully it's not way too much, but we shall see. This thing only holds about 400 pounds. The plan is I'm going to do the main field first and then go do the little field behind the house, because if I'm going to run out, I want to run out back there. So anyway, we're going to keep moving. Now officially been over everything. The wagon is empty. And we've got a little bit left in the spreader, which is a whole lot closer than I've ever gotten before. So I'm just going to spread the rest of this out and get hooked up and head back home. Okay, so we're all back home, and I remembered I'd said that I would go through the numbers of what I did for calibrating that and tell what I was doing wrong all this time. So if the numbers part isn't your thing, I understand. That's what the rest of this video is. And if anybody has trouble sleeping, maybe, you know, come back to this right before bed. It might help you fall asleep. So anyway, don't know if you can see any of that. What I've always tried to calibrate the spreader basically the same way that I do the drill, where I would turn the tire a certain number of times and then calculate what the distance would be and figure out how much fertilizer I should put out in that distance. And I was never close. Like, I would get all the way across the field and still have a third of my fertilizer left over and have to try to lighten up the rate and then go back over everything again. And it never worked out well. And what I finally realized is that spreader, of course, it has the beater inside, but it does not meter. I don't know if meter is even the correct word, but it does not meter fertilizer the way the drill does based on revolutions. It meters, basically you're opening it up, and then however fast it runs out over a certain amount of time is what you need to work with. So I picked a speed on this tractor. I wanted to use this tractor. Main reason why I wanted to use the Oliver is because the seating position is different on this than it is on the Alice. And when that handle that you open and close the spreader with, when you're on the Alice, when you make a turn in the wrong direction, it jams that handle right into your back. So on this, it was a little better. So basically, fourth gear wide open on this tractor is about 5 miles an hour. So I started 5 miles an hour times 5,280 feet is 26,400 feet. Divided by 60 to give me the number of feet per minute would be 440 feet per minute. So 440 feet of length in a minute times 4 feet, which is half of the spreader, because there is a divider in the middle of the spreader, so I could just calibrate it on one side. 440 times 4 is 1760, so that's the square feet in that distance, divided by 43,560, which is the number of square feet in an acre, means that I'm calibrating over 0.04 acres. 0.04 times 695, which that was the total amount of fertilizer that I was putting on per acre. I put on all of my fertilizer pre-plant because I don't have a good way right now to go back and side dress, so that's why that number is so high. 0.04 times 695 is 27.8 pounds in 1 minute. And I divided that by 2 because my wife's old farmer's market scale will only go up to 20 pounds. So I did 30 seconds and got 13.9 pounds for my target. I ended up calibrating, or I adjusted it out. I got 13.6, 2 test runs in a row, and I called that good enough. And figured that if I was off a little bit on my speed, that would probably affect it that much. And like I think I showed earlier, I had a couple 100 pounds left in the spreader by the time I'd covered everything. And I started with 3,600 pounds in the wagon, so to be that close at the end, I was very, very happy. So yeah, if you're still here and you've listened to me ramble for the last 5 minutes and all of whatever was before this, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope some of it could be helpful, and hope you all have a good one. Thanks again.